So I've emailed my Canadian embassy and told them my situation. I said, yeah, I don't have any money to live here because my son stole my retirement savings. And they said, well, do you have money to get back home? I said, no, I don't have money to even buy toilet paper. And they said, okay, so you're destitute. They have this name, sounds like insurgent, but it's not. Indigent. Yeah, indigent. And apparently that means that I don't have a visa here anymore. My visa actually expired in December last year, at the beginning of December. And so basically what they said, okay, well, we can help you out. We can get you an airplane ticket if you don't have one, or you can give us your what do they call them, references from back home, as if I have any, because I contacted my friends and family. Nobody actually wants to deal with this, believe it or not. So that's why I'm saying, if you're coming out here, you better make sure that you got someone that you can really rely on back there, that can back you up and help you out. Even leave some money with them and say, hey, you know what, if I ever come in this situation, send me that money and I'll be able to get myself an airplane ticket and a way back home. And when I get there, I'll find a place. Maybe I can crash at your place for a couple of weeks until I find a new place, blah blah. Well, what they're telling me is that I can fill out these forms which they've sent, and one is for assistance, financial assistance, and the other one is basically telling them that they're authorized to contact the Philippines Bureau of Immigration, and then they will release me out of the country. Then what's going to happen is when they do decide that they're going to release me out of the country, they're going to fine me 50,000 peso for overstaying my visa, and on top of that they're going to add all of the outstanding visa fees, and they're going to put me on a blacklist, which means they will never allow me to come back into this country until I contact the Philippines Bureau of Immigration and pay off all of my dues to them. And they will issue a deportation order, which is entirely up to them how long they're going to allow me to live in this country. And I'm going to say, okay, fine, so how about if I overstay? And I also go to the immigration office and say, look guys, I'm here, you gave me this deportation order and I don't have money to leave, and you want me out of your country. How about you dip in your deep fucking pockets and put me on an airplane and take me home for free? Because what else are you gonna do? Well, they could put me in jail, I guess, for overstaying. Immigration jail, go figure. Better than criminal or pedophile jail, but it's still a jail. So one of the things that I needed to do, and this is the only country that I know of that needs an exit visa clearance. Basically, it's a document that the government says, okay, we will allow you to leave our country. So I went to the NBI, National Bureau of Investigation, and they're sort of like the FBI, but really not, because it's a very shitty version of FBI, because they don't have the manpower and the equipment and the software and any of what FBI has. And they're the ones that do the investigation to make sure that before you leave here you don't have any criminal charges, or you don't owe any money to anyone. You can't just freaking skip out on them or whatever. So I went there yesterday to try to get this clearance. I went there with my girlfriend, and she said she wanted to get one done too, because she wants to become an OFW. She got hers in about 30 seconds. I went in there, applied for it, and they did my fingerprints and all that, and apparently I got a hit. A hit, apparently, it's a bad thing against you. They said, oh, you're a foreigner, you can't just clear like this. We have to do a different thing for you. Well, what's that thing? Oh, we have to take your fingerprints manually, so they smear both my hands with fucking black tar and all that shit, and I had to go through that and spend half an hour cleaning that fucking disgusting tar that they put on my hands. And they said they're gonna have to submit it to Manila, and then Manila office will submit it to the Interpol, and they're gonna have to conduct a complete investigation on me, and that's gonna take like 2 months. And I said, so what, you're telling me that I cannot leave the country for 2 months? They said, yeah. So they are holding me hostage in the Philippines for 2 months. If I wanted to leave tomorrow on an emergency, I can't. Think about yourself. You could end up in the same situation. You need to go on an emergency basis home, and your parents are sick, or somebody's dying, or somebody died and you want to attend the funeral, you want to attend somebody's birth or something. Well, it doesn't matter. You have your own reason. You're entitled to go whenever you want. You're entitled to leave this country. Not according to them. You have to get this fucking NBI clearance. That's gonna take 2 months. They told me that's gonna be, their deadline is something like April 19, and today is, let's see, 23/02/2018, so February. So I won't get that from, they said, well, it could take that long, but chances are it's gonna be faster. You know what? I've been here long enough to not trust that at all. When they tell you something that, oh, our deadline is the 29th or whatever, you're not gonna get the shit done on the 28th. It's gonna be the 29th or later, and they're gonna come up with an excuse eventually. So no, don't, like I said, do not come here, not even as a tourist. Even as a tourist, you have to come up with this frickin' NBI clearance, and then this and that and whatever. So it's gonna take you like 3 months to leave the country when you only planned on being here for 2 weeks. They're fucking you. That's what the government is doing. They're fucking you. They say that they want tourists, but the way they're acting, they're pushing everyone away because people talk. And as I'm here on YouTube telling all you guys, just imagine how many people are being deterred from coming. Deterred, I am the turd that came here and didn't know all this shit. But how many people are deterred from coming here after they listen to me? Just because they're scared that they won't be able to get out of the country in time. Think about it. Maybe you should do your investigation first. Maybe if you know something more than I do, you let me know. But at this point in time, this is the way it is. And apparently, according to them, I'm not getting out of, I'm not getting the clearance until middle of April. Then my government has to do their work, forward all the paperwork to the Bureau of Immigration. And they promised me that it's gonna take something like 5 to 6 weeks. So now it turns into 3, 4 fucking months that I'm stuck here. Even if I wanted to leave the country, I can't. I could get onto a freaking pirate boat or something and go to Malaysia and exit from there. Yeah, that's an option. I can do that. But still, legally, I cannot exit this country because they will not allow me. If I go to the airport and I try to exit the country without an exit clearance, I will be arrested and detained on site. That's the way things are. Talk about fucking communism. This is about the worst freaking aspect of the Philippines. You cannot leave the country if you want. Go figure. You guys do the math. You let me know what